Hey there, and welcome back to the Train of Thought, an educational monster train series where we fight the divinity in every run. So, a random game I've been playing recently, I'm not actually sure if I've mentioned this at all, is I've been playing Callisto Protocol. It's interesting because why did I decide to play this game? It's a great question. I kind of like the vibe. One of the problems I've always had with games like Dead Space, for instance, is I don't actually find them scary. The game is too action oriented and too responsive in the sense of you have too many weapons at your disposal, you have a lot of freedoms, you kind of approach things however you want. And ultimately, it just feels much more like an action game, right? You're like, you just run forward and it's like, ooh, spooky, scary environment, but it just doesn't matter. You just run forward, enemy spawns, great, you shoot them. It doesn't feel scary to me. It never has. Callisto Protocol is also very weird in that I've enjoyed the game. I'll put it that way. I can see why it had a bit of a mixed review, in my opinion. I think there are a lot of things that it does that are quite annoying. It forcefully slows you down in a lot of segments, which I think are really dumb. I suppose this is to draw up illicit emotions of fear or something. I don't know. But it doesn't let you sprint everywhere, which is annoying. It's slow on ladders. You're forced to crawl in crawl spaces and in like crevices, I think is what I would describe them as. And it slows you down a lot to do it. And it also makes you backtrack in kind of an annoying fashion because you can't just salvage items whenever you find them. You have to take them to a facility, which then breaks them down. So oftentimes what'll happen is you'll break stuff down at a facility, you move forward, you find more stuff, you have to return in order to break it down. Otherwise, you'll get your inventory filled. Kind of an annoying set of circumstances. Honestly, the game just annoys me a lot in that respect. The story is also fine, I would say. It's not great. I think that there's obvious ways where I look at this and I go, well, this could have been better if they did X, Y, and Z. I don't think there's anything really compelling about it. It's not bad, but it's kind of your traditional what you expected. So nothing really jumps out at you or is particularly original. The monster design is kind of basic. The combat is a little bit simple. I think it's functionally impossible to lose if you just play the combat normally. You just kind of go left, right, left, right. All right, once you figure it out, you're a bit over it. It would be better if there was like a proper melee system instead of this pseudo cinematic approach that they've gone with. And this sounds like me ragging on it a lot, and I don't actually think it's that bad. I'm enjoying myself, it's fun, but at the same time, I understand the mixed response, right? If people are looking for more interactive games or stronger melee, stronger range, whatever, sharper gameplay, gunplay rather, I think that you could find better pretty much anywhere. So I think it's fun for what it tries to do, but yeah, I guess if I were going to give it a recommendation, I probably wouldn't. I'd probably say, unless you're really into the vibe of the whole thing, you're itching for more Dead Space, then I think you can play it. I don't actually think Dead Space really achieves what it's trying to do either, but I do think the story is both more interesting and the character is more likable, and things make a little more sense. I also think it respects the player's time a little bit better. Not as much as I'd like, but a little bit better. So there you go. Another classic episode of my review series of random game I'm playing on the side. I realized that game literally came out last year, like a year and a half ago or whatever it was, but there you go. If anyone was ever thinking of playing it, I don't know, probably don't, but maybe do if you're really into that kind of thing. I think it's only a game I'd recommend if you played Dead Space, said, that was cool, I'd like something kinda similar, and then wanted to do that again, and then, you wouldn't get as good of a game, in my opinion. But that isn't to say I think Dead Space is fantastic, I think it's okay. So, I don't think it really achieves what it was trying to do either. I just don't think that any game really successfully pulls this off on its own no matter what. All of them have kind of done unfortunate. Anyway, that's too many minutes of me talking about random video games. What are we actually doing here today? We're currently on a 249 win streak. What did we play? It was Sentient. It sure was. We had a particularly nasty set of enemy bosses that came up. It was Pushback Talos, Cursefell, and Patient Seraph, all back to back, with Sentient no less, which is not good at handling any of them. We ended up having to jank this run together in kind of an interesting way. We ended up with multi-strike plus 25 self-infused Awoken Hollow, which I think was a good plan. The multi-strike was just available, so I grabbed it in case I didn't see anything later, because we always could have just had him funnel those cultivates into himself, right? In the end, we didn't have to, though, because we found a multi-striking rail beater, which we used in the back with Steelworker Infusion for some padding on survivability, things like that. Spike Sentient did pretty well. We had Spikes 2. We actually pivoted into that from cultivating early on. So it's pretty typical I do that. I like that +1 draw a lot, it turns out. Split Anvil, though, Vapor Funnel, and Sinner Salve. Big vestiges. You can tell I'm playing Inkbound a lot. Big relics that provide a ton of value here. So a good run overall. I think we solved the problems in an effective fashion. Yeah, I think we did a good job. We now get to play Tethys. Incredible news. I can't wait. Great. Alright, hopefully this goes well. And as always, do like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's see what we run into today. Let's go. Click on the buttons. Let's go. Hiya. Alright, fair enough. Hope you're all doing well today. I'm doing okay. Kind of all over the place today. Not really sure what I want to actually do. I do have some... What are they called? I do actually have some achievements I want to work on in Callisto Protocol. It's kind of what made me think about this. But at the same time, I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, I don't really want to play it right now. I'm going to play some Monster Train instead. And if I play Monster Train, I may as well record it, is the way I look at it. So here we are. Let's see. So today we are default Stygian, default Umbra. It's fine, I guess. It's fine. I don't hate this any more than I like it. It's funny because I don't actually think Stygian really plays nicely with most clans, right? I don't think that the incant lines are fine. I think Restores and Root Seeds are a good combo here, but in general, most clans are kind of like, all right, whatever, I guess it's a spell. There's really not a lot that actually makes me feel better about this, which is part of what I think makes Tethys tough, right? Tethys doesn't add much value at all. There's a lot of good things in Tethys, in Stygian regardless. I mean, you have Shark, Sirens, etc. Like, you can win with it. It's just doesn't really play nice, right? There's no buffs in it. There's very little in the way of support for other clan strategies. So, anyway, here we are. We are fighting Explosive Sigil Daedalus, Spell Shield Arcus, and Diligence Seraph. Tough, but we have the spells, so I'm not concerned. Starting cards are Energy Siphon, Immortal Trade, Unnamed Tome. All fine. Energy Siphon's the worst one here, but Immortal Trade is good. Unnamed Tome is great. Cool. Happy to have them. Temples today are 2, 5, 6, 7, and 8. All backloaded. I'm actually quite happy with that. We'll have to see if we can take advantage of the one on Ring 2, but it's going to be pretty difficult to get 2 banner units at that point, let alone 2 complementary ones. Maybe with the unit draft we can pull it off. The dupe on 8 is on the magic side. It's fine. We have another dupe on 7 with a cave. Competes with a steel shop. No magic. Steel and magic shops on 6. Magic side has the vortex. Sure, why not? Another no steel? No, this is a different... The only first ring that has no steel shop is ring 5. We're showing a trinket shop that has no money, so it's a little bit of a bummer. Competes with a good magic shop with vortex. But there is no steel shop on ring 4 as well, so we also have the doubles in the early. We have a pretty good Umbra banner, if I end up going that route. Has a Horde and a Vortex. Competes with magic shop, money, and health. We'll see. Early game, as predicted, double steel shops. Both are pretty rough. We have an Umbra banner on the steel side on 2, no banner on the steel side on 3. Both Stygian banners line up with the other sides. It's pretty rough. I don't like that. If we end up with... We could maybe do something like if we get a unit draft here, maybe we go magic side, Stygian banner, grab a siren, then go steel shop. It's possible. We have some options. We'll go Dark Forge first, Conduit, Chillwind. It's always Chillwind here, right? Yeah, it doesn't work on Shade Splitters. Alright, Conduit, no thank you. We'll go Chillwind here. I pretty much always prefer Chillwind. Fossilized Fangs? This is weird because... Does this make me actually like any of these units? I don't think so. It's kind of a bit of a bummer, but I don't think so. Ugh. Lightstone Casing is similarly perspective. It might be good, but I might just end up not seeing the stuff to really take advantage of it. Fossilized Fangs lets you get away with some weird alloyed construct pivots, though. You can get away with just a single alloyed construct and then some other infusion if you want. It's almost worth grabbing just in case. Do I take it? Maybe. These are both really bad. Lightstone Casing, though, does nothing. I mean, none of these do anything. I'm gonna take the Lightstone Casing because it maybe does something. Are we strong enough to go in on this horde? Absolutely not. We get completely sandblasted here if I click that. Sad, but we move on. It's a really weak start. I'll take the aggressive amulet here. Fortunately, I did not take the upgrade. We should have at least something to help get by here. So that should help. We'll do double Frozen Lances downstairs. Fine. Alright, we're going to go ahead and Shade Splitter up top. I'm going to drop in the Train Steward. We're going to pop a guy on middle. Fine. Frozen Lance middle. We Shade Splitter and tank with that upstairs, I think. These energy siphons do nothing. We're at risk of death upstairs, so hopefully we do not die. Ooh, that's good. And Umbra Morsel takes 2 hits here, which is excellent. I'm going to go ahead and Shade Splitter. Alright, we don't get the last guy, so we're going to take 5 here. I'm going to Unnamed Tome the boss because I want to stop that. We do pretty okay, only taking 5. I do need to resolve these units, but we're fine. We get the Frozen Lance, Frozen Lance, Frozen Lance. Single Immortal trade up front. Alright, we win. Cool. Good job. Alright, we only take 5 damage. We get everything. It's pretty worthwhile, I think. Cool. Good. Great. Flash Freeze is the pick. It's a ping. It's strong. It takes magic power. Hooray. Prism Retrieval is probably not it, but maybe. 3rd Immortal trade. No thank you. Mind Collapse. It's pretty good. It's my ideal 10 in piercing. You can turn 0 Ember into 2 Ember, which can be very nice. I don't mind having a second ping here beyond the Flash Freeze. Sure, I guess. It's something. Shadow Siege in my opener. Is that ever correct here? It's a really good infusion. Plus 60, plus 50. Or I could just take the Siren. I think we just grab the Siren, if I'm being real with you. The Shadow Siege is utterly unplayable. It pretty much would only be an option if I were going to the Stygian banner and then putting it in anything that it shows me, because I cannot have Shadow Siege chillin'. Now, admittedly, that would be a pretty potent sweeper, right? 60, if I see a multi-strike, it opens at 120. It's pretty great. Could put it in a Siren. It's a beefcake, but it does start 30 incants in, so that's pretty good too. I'm going to grab Shadow Siege because I think it's just super flexible. Do I have anything good at the magic side here? Not really. This Umbra banner is unpleasant. The Steel Shop is just multi-strike, basically. I'm going to grab the Shadow Siege. We're going to go hard on this. This does force me to go on the Stygian side, which is okay. Whatever we see, we take. Cold Kalia, sure. I'm going to skip Mr. Shark for this because this seems good. Cool. We're going to do that infusion right away so I don't get completely blasted. Great. -2, no thank you. Intrinsic, no thank you. I don't see a reason for any of that here, unfortunately. Holdover. I mean, they show me holdover. How do I feel about that? You could do some silly things. Holdover Immortal trade. It's not very good, in my opinion. I do want a 20 consume here. Holdover what? I don't think it's worth it. We're going to -1 some stuff, I think. I'll make Flash Freeze cheaper. I'm just going to sit on this. It's a bit of a bummer. No perils, so I don't get that holdover. Watch me find it here. But we clear this next combat easily now. Seems good. You just drop in big beefy lady and then go nuts and it's fine. Cool. Fine. Just big swings. All good. Great news. And then we toss some Ember. We didn't draw into any Ember, which is ridiculous. I'm still going to click the Immortal trade here. It's worth it. Sure. Fine. Take the... Oh, we get a Rubble Morsel. Great job. Cool. We crush this, right? It's super simple. Hey, look, we did it. Amazing. Turns out having a 61 damage sweeper is pretty good. All I have to do now is find multi-strike. Maybe we find a sketches, take a few of those, and we're good. I'm going to grab the Crystallis here. Having a frontline punchy is good. There's your perils. Now it shows me perils. Alright, great job. Let's take it anyway, just in case we see some goods. I am going to go to the steel shop. A multi-strike would do wonders for me here. Okay, great. Multi-strike, excellent. Incant armor 2, also, frankly, excellent. Vapor funnel, split anvil, huh? Cheater's hand? Cheater's hand for holding on to an immortal trade's not bad. If we go in on diligent plus perils, we'll need to make things free, but I could fully upgrade here, right? Just give that incant armor 2 and call it, and that's pretty decent. Vapor funnel is unlikely to be necessary. Cheater's hand is more likely to be necessary. Split anvil is fine, but I don't think that impressive. I'll grab Cheater's hand for now. You could potentially save some stuff. We'll take this incant armor 2 just to fill it out. It's fine, right? I'm okay with that. Cool. Maybe we see a tiny stone. We don't. We see Malika. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave. Goodbye. I don't want those shards. They're not good. We move on. I feel pretty good. Hitting that multi-strike means we're doing a casual 122. Not even counting the Volcalia sweep, the effect there. Cool. I'm just going to click buttons here and completely crush, right? There's absolutely no reason not to just go at really hard here. Now, we are, for sure, not actually going to be able to incant completely, is sort of the nature of the thing. I think I am gonna... I don't really want to silence this unnamed tome business. Maybe I'll play this next floor or something. We'll see. What am I bringing back? We'll hold on to... Shadesplitter's doing nothing. Probably just worth it to go ahead and unnamed tome this here, honestly. And then we shoot, it's fine. I may as well incant, right? There's no downside to this, in my opinion. So, we're going to do that. Immortal Trade is slightly not really that helpful. Doesn't matter what I do. Yeah. We actually don't need Tethys here, right? Volcalia is just kind of objectively superior, so that's neat. And go ahead and Energy Siphon in front, blast the two guys. We'll hit them with that Frozen Lance. Cool. We push a casual 174 into the boss here, which is nice and easy. Very good. Alright, cool. I'm going to shoot the guy on middle. Incant, fine. Play it all out. All good. We're easily clearing this. Cheater's Hand slows us down is probably the worst part of the run so far, but it might end up becoming relevant, so I don't want to just call it, you know? I don't want to just completely give up on it, so here we are. I think it's more useful than some of the other options. I can push back like Perils here and have a relatively good time. Yeah, doesn't really matter. Cool, we easy win this, all done, great. Go ahead, we just push numbers, and it's fine. We just crush this. If we end up with sketches here, this kind of goes mad with power. We just dupe this thing 3 times and crush. I'm good with it. Deep Offering is a decent incant. We are relying a little bit on that for survivability here, so that's okay. True, not a problem. Caves are high value because a tiny stone does wonders here as well. Lets me fit them all on the floor. So I'm looking for, like, I think I'll go left here. We just ignore the banner. Although seeing a holdover would be kind of neat for the incant survivability. We can go look again. I'm going to take Deep Offering here. I think this has more upsides. Skip these units. They don't matter. Take card draw. Seems good here. I'm never going to have the ability to play multiple on the floor because they're too big. I'm going to go right. I want to look at the banner here. Or not the banner, the magic shop. 20 consume a Frozen Lance. Sure, why not? Let's begin the process of making things cheaper. So, as part of this, make Shade Splitter cost 0. And reroll this. The Permafrost is kind of pointless. We do not get the holdover. I'm not surprised. Game never shows you the goods twice. It's kind of the nature of it. I'm going to cut a train steward. It's annoying. And we move on from here. I'm probably going to this magic shop again. Maybe grab this money. I guess I don't really care about the money here. Conduit. I could pivot to Conduit and make the Frozen Lances free. It's not terrible. Decent for now, I suppose. Sure, why not? Cool. I don't know if this money actually does anything useful for me. I'm going to grab it and then use that to remove another train steward, basically. And this should be okay. We move on. We're going to plan around possibly seeing the second holdover. This armor emblem is free, no problems. We're going to play bottom floor, I'm pretty sure, here. Yeah, we're going to play bottom floor on this one. It's good. We just incant a bunch. Cool. These morsels do become a problem, but it doesn't really matter. What are we kicking back? Incant stuff. Blast this guy. Great, we get the kill. Cool. Let's make sure we don't lose the collector, right? Great, we did it. And then we, unfortunately, just kind of take the incants where we can get them. Morsels are in my way, but I would rather not redraw them, so here we are. Kickback perils. I think we are blasting this floor, and that is pretty much the play. Nothing too terribly fancy here. Gross. Alright, we take more damage. I am going to take a... what's it called? A mortal trade here. It's worth it. Use up these morsels upstairs. Keep incanting. Sure, I'm not going to play a second one of them, I don't think. One is enough. Sure, great. Wonderful news. Incant, incant, incant. Fine. Alright, we should crush this combat. Not really worried about this at all. Let's just cast spells. Incant. We do our best. I'm going to silence because it doesn't matter. It is, I would say, less ideal in terms of raw numbers. We barely get out the win here, right? This is kind of when we start falling away. This can only do so much, right? It can only win so consistently. We're going to have to improve. And I think Drain is how we're going to do it. I think so. Drain is going to be the take here. Yes. Ember Cash is excellent into Diligent. We're going to grab that as well. Okay. I don't want your health. It's fine, Malika. Stop talking to me. Let's go to the magic shop. We're locked in here. Alright, remove consume is, I don't think it. I don't think so. A -2. -2 on Drain lets me do double stack and possibly also hold it over. I could be down with this. Let's do that here. The 10 in Piercing probably belongs in the Mind Collapse. I think that's where that goes. Infusion-wise, absolutely not. We have nothing left. This run is, for better or worse, simple. And that's good, and also bad, right? It's good because it lets us get away with just kind of doing whatever here, but it does mean we have to answer. We're not seeing the answers here. It's kind of the bummer. Another permafrost. Oh boy, here we go again, right? It's just not adding any real value. Okay, we get to cut more units, more cards. We need to clean this up somewhat, but I do want to respect Diligent. We have a lot of spells, though, right? A ton of them. It's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 22, and I'm not even counting the Excavated Embers. So we can absolutely cut some trash. So I'm going to cut the last Shade Splitter that I haven't upgraded. Cool. And that's going to be the first removal. We need to do better. It cannot simply be permafrost and remove consume. We need to do better. So, alright, great. Spikes. I think we can get away with this. It's going to kill Tethys, but I kind of don't care. should be okay. As long as Tethys never has to actually swing, right? It's potentially bad if we do. What do we kick back? I'm going to kick back Mr. Immortal trade here. I don't think it's right to play bottom floor. Just being honest with you, I think the right move is pretty much always to play top floor. I don't want to feed morsel pains here, so... Alright, let's keep kicking back Immortal trade. We're going to pop some guys on middle floor here. Sure. This is a bad combat for me. I do really need to kill that 15x2 on downstairs, so we're going to do that. These are bad incants. Shade Splitters are a problem on this particular combat, so we'll have to do what we need to do. Let's see, how are we doing? 18 damage. Keep kicking back the Immortal trade. Let's blast mid-floor. Doesn't really bother me, so I think we're actually going to blast bottom floor here. Yeah, we're going to draw past stuff. And then what, drain here? It doesn't really matter, but I do want to respect a little bit. We can shoot this guy and then drain here. Sure. Okay. Keep kicking back the Immortal trade. This is going to be... Man, this Cheater's Hand is going to be rough because I've already taken Excavated Embers for Diligent, so it's not adding a lot of value here, unfortunately. We pop the man in middle. It's fine. We're going to spike the guy in back. It's also fine. We're not killing him in one. Let's draw. I will play Immortal trade here, I think. Start that process. Bottom floor will be fine. This mid-floor guy is the real concern here, so we'll have to see what our best option is. Tethys does live. She only has to hit once, which is good. Let's kick the... It doesn't really matter what we kick, because we're going to be doing incant, and we're going to face tank on the boss with these incants, right? Pop the enemy in back, down here. Incant upstairs. It's fine. I may as well... The Unnamed Tome should be saved, I think. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, it's fine. Okay. Alright, first order of business. We want to be able to incant consistently, so we need to... How is Tethys getting killed here? Doesn't this 120 go through and pop these guys? Or am I missing something? Oh, I think I do know what's happening. I get it. That's unfortunate. She swings, but because of 3 health, yeah. We can cut a lot of stuff with Shade Splitters here, which we will take advantage of. Yes. Our plan is to bait turns with Shade Splitter. I'm going to click the Immortal trade, and we're going to drain here. It gets through a chunk. I think we will survive off the back of that. Very narrowly, actually. Wow. Amazing. Look at that swing. Unbelievable. It doesn't take much, but it does get through there, right? All I have to do is survive enough turns to get an attack, and then it's over. So we make it through this narrowly, but fine. Refined Void is acceptable. It's not great, but it's fine. Harness the Titan is not good. Glacial Seal? No. Unnamed Tome again? I guess. Sure. We're not being shown anything actually good is the problem. We could, in the end, dupe this Cold Kalia and make a second one, but it's just going to get chewed through very quickly because it doesn't have Quick or something like that. Yeah, so... Yeah, it's rough, alright? It's pretty tough. We're missing caves as well, which is suboptimal. They are the opportunities for minor refraction, which could be a real angle to win this run. I think I'm going to grab Grovel. I don't like it, but I think so. I'm actually going to take this Prism Retrieval, I think. I'm going to take Grovel. It is Damage Shield. We'll grab it. It might matter. We are going to chase the Magic Shop a bit. Okay, show me a holdover, please, Monster Train. It's fine. If you really just want to give me Remove, Consume, and Permafrost repeatedly, I get it. I get it, Monster Train. I super get it. Okay, we have another shop here, plus 30 in the box. 10 in piercing. A lot of these are fine. None of these are great, right? They're acceptable at best. I'm just going to -1/-1 the grovel then. I'm going to re-roll here. Amazing. A double stack. I'm going to put it into the drain because I do think this is a possibility for winning. We could do this and maybe take a spell chain, and that gets pretty potent. Continue making spells cost 0. It's good. I get removals again. Ridiculous. This Perils is quickly looking untenable. We get another opportunity on Ring 8, but that is the last chance. We saw the holdover, sadly, before we had the Perils, so it is what it is, I guess. Removal-wise, I think the play is to cut one of the Frozen Lances here and an Energy Siphon. Energy Siphon's okay, but it doesn't really help me. Yeah, we'll drop one of you, that's fine. Alright, we're still making the deck better is the thing. I'm going to chill on these. I don't think these shards are particularly valuable to me. And we're quite weak, so I want Arcus to not insta-give me. Especially because I believe this is one that has stealth. Yeah, it is, so that's great. Is Tethys really good? Not really, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think she's actually doing all that much for me. I wonder if Morsels into Cold Kalia is just straight up better than Tethys. That seems crazy to me, but it might be true. Interesting. How do we think about that? It adds up. It's 10 Frostbite every attack, which does cascade pretty quickly. But this could be... We have Morsel generation. Let's actually go with Morsels here. I do actually think it's better. I'm going to hold off on playing Tethys, because she might drop in at the end, but... Seems okay, right? Okay. Let's... First order of business, Energy Siphon into... Oh, I should really Unnamed Tome this, and then Frozen Lance that. Frozen Lance that. Drain the boss. Recall that this drain is hopefully going to be an important part of winning. This does not matter. I can incant here. It's all good. I will play a Morsel. Sure, why not? We will continue to incant. I'm going to burn the Rubble Morsel here, and... I think I'm just going to Deep Offering right away. So I can play the Perils in the back, which does push some actual numbers through and clears mid-floor. I think this does kind of represent a better and improved state for the combat anyway. Yeah, I'm okay with this. I can continue incanting by putting all that in the back. Sure. Fine. Cool. Kick back the Perils. Again, it doesn't matter. I'm going to incant. Damage Shield is your friend. We'll grab it. Continue taking morsels. This is definitely the floor that I am Unnamed Toming. But I think it doesn't really matter when I do it, right? True. Okay. That's fine. I'll do 6 damage here, and I guess I'm just going to play the Immortal Trait of top and then burn this Frozen Lance and chill, I think. Okay. Seems alright. We get to play our... Kick this back. Our Unnamed Tome upstairs, which lets me freely incant. I will value... Ping in the back is good. Incant here, I pop in the back, I tank with a Rubble Morsel. Seems okay. Sure. I think you come upstairs and this is your incant shard. It sure is. The one advantage to this, however, is that this is a turn that pushes through. I could airdrop in Tethys here. She actually does hit, which is nice. I think we're going to finish with a drain on the boss. So let's... Incant off floor. Oh, you know what? I'll put the damage shield back in. I'm going to... What? Play this. None of these cards matter. I guess I could sack Tethys. I don't actually think I want her. We'll just get her killed. And then we drain at the end here, and that's pretty okay. Yeah, this drain is probably going to be very critical for my victory on this run. Doesn't matter how we play. We just incant a bunch. It's fine. I'm going to shoot in the back. I'm going to energy siphon, blast in the front. We take one of these hits here and its value. Sure. Play out the morsel. It's okay. We clear it. All right. Drain is helping. Yes. So, thank you, Mind Collapse, by the way. Extremely cool. Just absolute rock star of a card here. Huge value. We actually don't kill this guy. Shocking. I guess I gave him too much. That's funny. Drain this boss down as much as we can. Maybe we'll draw it again. That's funny, I take damage. I actually got to respect a little bit, huh? There you go. Well, fair enough. Blast this man. That's good. That's what we're hoping for here. I'm going to save the damage shield. It's worth more to me this way, for sure. And then don't play it and continue to sap him. He's suffering from minus 34 attack. So at this point, I think we win off of the back of, yeah, just an absolute truckload of effort here. Kind of wild, but we do get through it. It's slow, but drain is pretty important to this victory. Yikes. Okay. This run is not good. We're skating, but it's not good. Man, Furnace Tap, sign me up. I'll take it. Sap Spike was pretty good too. It's never space. It's never Ember. We just take draw. I mean, we're doing the right things. We just don't have the pieces to make this work. 30 health, no thank you. Absolutely not. I think we go to the right and hope for the best. We're probably duping the drain here, maybe? Let's see what the cave has to show. Build a card. Weird. I'm gonna go... It's a weird mix. Armor Frostbite regen first means we're not seeing the sap one, I don't think. So I think we go Frostbite. Yeah, we don't see it. Okay, this is going to be a bad one. This is a terrible card. Absolutely not. Back away. That's unfortunate. We didn't see the good rolls there, which makes that pretty terrible. We do see a spell chain, which is nice. That makes this drain kind of ridiculous, actually. So we finally get value out of this whole business. This is a 0+1 cost for double incants for 12 sap. This is a crazy powerful card. Great. Big fan of that. Cool. I like that a lot. That means this dupe is probably this drain. It's pretty hard to not have two of these. It does guarantee us victory on the Divinity, but the mini-bosses are going to be a real problem. I don't see how we kill Slate or any of them, actually. I'm pushing 120 damage, so that's pretty rough. Maybe we have to forcefully drain them down to 0. I don't actually know. It's pretty rough, though. I don't feel good about this. We have barely enough chance to survive. We're going to make another drain, though. I think it has to be correct. Chillwind 2, I guess. Sure. It's fine. Okay, well, great. Move on. This is a fast run because we're either going to win fast or die hard, and that's pretty much the extent of it. I don't think we stand a chance against Gilded Wings here without our spells. I guess I could drain them to 0. I think it's fine. We can Mega Drain them down to nothing burger at this point. It's fine, actually. We'll kick back Furnace Tap. I think I am going to do the thing where I don't play Tethys for now, which I think is superior. And we kind of just go mad with power by completely disabling this unit. 12 sap is a lot. Cool. It's good. Let's kick back the Furnace Tap again. I could go in on Perils, right? I have a lot of 0-cost cards, but it's not going to be great yet. Yeah. Alright, we incant. Give me damage? Alright, cool. I'll take it. Fine. He attacks into spikes. No problem. We incant in the back. I do this just to incant. It's fine. Sure. I can and should deal with the Winged Conduit here, so we'll do that. And then I guess I just incant upstairs, right? No reason not to. Alright. Okay, we see the other drain. That's pretty important because I'm not going to be able to attack much. That's where we're at here. I'd sure like to kill this guy on middle, huh? I don't think I'm going to be able to, is the problem. Yeah, I don't think I've got it, so that's a bummer. We're gonna just pop upstairs for the armor, and then I guess I am double draining here. This guy is gonna go up with, what, 6 frostbite? It's not a lot. He swings 5 times? No. Is it 5? Gosh, that can't be true. No, it's 4. 160. So 4 attacks. So he walks up at 9 sap, which is minus 18. It's at 4 sap, so he takes 6 turns. He's actually already dead. I'm going to take more damage from Mr. Spike's guy here. So that's good. Let's work on mid-floor man. I'll tell you what, this is a powerful drain. 6 sap is pretty crippling to enemies, in my opinion. Like, this guy walks up, it's only the guy in front that even hits me with spikes. So you could potentially do a lot of good work with that. Okay, we get a morsel. Great, wonderful. Cool, I'm going to click it, I guess. It's all my armor gone. I think the play here is ping 1, ping 2 on middle. I don't think I want... This guy's going to hit me for 2 damage, I think. No, he's going to hit me for 6, I think. I'm going to incant here, but I don't actually think I want to do anything fancy. Yeah. Yeah, he hits me for 6. It's okay. Alright, we drew the drain again. That's pretty great. Alright, if we're ever in a dire circumstance, I do have the ability to simply make it work. So, we're going to unnamed tome this floor, I think. For starters. Which helps. I'm going to grovel here, which helps. Morsel Miner is your friend. Fine. I'm definitely draining here, and there's pretty much no way around it. What's coming up? Excavated Embers, that can give me a turn. I'm going to go ahead and press the Furnace tap here. It's a little bit of a push, but I think it's important. I think the Furnace tap button is pretty important here. Great. I'm going to go ahead and incant when I can. It's fine. I can drain something down, which is certainly going to be big scary guys. So we're definitely doing that, but let's click everything else first. I kind of want to make sure I save this unnamed tome for the boss. Or for any other floors. I don't know, I'll be honest with you, didn't really pay attention to what the boss was here. I don't think it matters. Both of them scare me equally. I should have looked at it because I have an unnamed tome, but it's fine. I could take the Immortal trait here and just straight up give up playing cards for the rest of this combat. It's a bit of a bummer. I think we're okay. I'm going to click... We save a lot of health here just by big time sap energy. And I should roll into... Yeah, I do. Great. Cool. Look, it's the guy that benefits from being... What's it called? Silenced. Great. I do double sap on Mr. Lightwings here, and that should be okay. Actually, I can just kill him, which is even better. I can just murder him. Excellent news. Yeah, we're going to kick this back. It doesn't really matter. Energy Siphon here. Pop him. Excellent news. Swings this in a big way. We're going to go ahead and incant a bunch. Cool. I get the Frostbite downstairs, and I think we're actually super out of this combat at this point. I do wish to big sap once here. It's good. Ooh, Tethys is still on the ground. You want to go in, Tethys? You good with this? It might be good for Tethys to go in. I don't like that, though. I'd like to get 1 Ember next turn. So maybe I think we actually just go ahead and send the Deep Offering here. Look, Tethys is back. Incredible news. I'm going to, therefore, take the Antumbra Morsel here. I'm actually going to incant and see what I roll. I'm actually going to take the Ember Morsel. I think that's nice. And a lot of this doesn't really matter, so I think we incant anyway. I don't really care about Tethys. I can use Morsels, I'm pretty sure, and be okay. Yeah, let's just get these Morsels out of here. It doesn't really matter. I could have Tethys punch this man, but I don't care. Okay, we get out thanks to Sap, basically. There's really not too much complexity here. Cool, I'm going to kick back the 1 drain so they do not accidentally discard each other. We incant, of course. Sure, great. And then it's as simple as huge drain energy. Cool. Great. And now we have the next one for the next combat, and we're super chilling. Easy, in fact. The game is no risk at all. It's super simple. 100% joke. Absolute. I don't think the enemy ever swings at this point. Great, yeah, he never does. Cool. So this is... I mean, the Furnace Tap gets me there, right? 180 is reasonable. I think if we sap mini-bosses enough, we can win. You want a 3rd unnamed tome? I actually want this Crystalline Seeds, if I'm being honest with you, so we'll grab that. Crucible Extension? You ever think we can play a 2nd Cold Kalia on the floor? I play that literally 3 times. Unlikely, but it's pretty slow. That's really slow. It's a shame because this is the... You know, Crucible Extension I might consider paying 2 Ember for if it were +2 space on the floor, you know? I think +1 is... It's too much of a space prism, in my opinion. You want a 2nd Grovel? Not really. I don't mind the damage shield, though. That's true. We're going to be struggling to keep our floors from falling apart pretty consistently. Although I might be duping a 3rd drain if we miss on everything else. It's Magic Shop, isn't it? Totally. You want to go Grovel? Not really. I don't think I want another Grovel. I'd rather redraw the one I have. How much am I at? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 12, 16, 20, 24. We're super fine. I don't need more. Alright, I'm just going to skip for cash. It's fine. We go left. We could see the holdover and this becomes good, or we could not and it becomes bad. -2. I mean, that makes Furnace Tab double stack viable here. Gosh, permafrost again. Mindjacks makes it what? 6 space on middle? Is that ever better? It's interesting because I do think that protects Tethys better. Lets me take morsels. I'm fast, admittedly. I think it actually is Mindjacks, believe it or not. Huh. Intrinsic. Man, if only this Perils were online. The game really doesn't want me to have it. Let's make things free first. Because remember, if we play our cards right, I think we're okay. Let's make Furnace Tap free. There's a lot of things that I want to be able to... Actually, I think Chelical Crystallis being free is more important. Because remember, we can theoretically play Perils every turn if every single one of my cards costs 0. It's actually okay. The biggest cost is I really want to play the spell chain copies of Drain. So... we have a few tools for that, but not many. Furnace Tap is a one and done, but it could be duped potentially. A double stack potentially adds a lot of value here if I see that. It's true. I don't think the dupe is ever... I don't think the dupe is ever the drain. It might be, but it could... I don't think so. It's tough. It's a tough call, honestly. I'm not sure. It's going to be one of those. We'll see. I think for now, I'm just going to -1/-1 the Crystallis. That's at least fine. I'm going to toss a +10 at it. I think that's also fine. I'm actually going to make Mind Collapse do 20 baseline. I think that's even better. It's not permafrost. Okay, I mean, we see Holdover Perils, which is good. I'm happy about that. Yeah, this is good, I think. Okay, now that's great. I want Crystallis to be free, as before. I'll toss a +10 at it. I do think that's worthwhile. Okay, that's promising. We never actually put the spell chain in it, but I think we did better by putting it over here in the drains. What do we think about making third drain here? 180 damage is not enough, but if you make things essentially do nothing, you're okay, probably. Mind Jacks means I can actually put Tethys down and a morsel. It's kind of cool. I do have an intrinsic in there, which lets you kind of go hard pretty quick. I'll have to think about that. I have a -2 in here as well, which could potentially go into the Furnace Tap. We could dupe the Furnace Tap, right? We didn't get the upgrades we wanted in it, but we could dupe it, which is very cool. That gives me a 240 floor, which at least clears, you know, Dark Wings and stuff, which is probably pretty important, if I'm being honest with you. I think we're going Mind Jacks. Reroll. Hell's Banners also generates Ember in kind of an interesting fashion. Boon of the Blacksmith will potentially be efficient as well if I'm buying turns with Sap. If I dupe Furnace Tap, I'm not putting the -2 in it first, because I don't actually care if it's free, right? I'd rather use the Holdover Perils to prop it up. We have enough free cards. So that's a possibility. I think it's actually, though, Drain. This is such a bizarre run. I think it's Drain, if I'm being clear with you. It's going to beat Diligent without much issue, is the thing. But it's going to cause problems with Divinity, because there's so many targets and my sap is not AoE. I need to pretty much keep Immortal Trade up permanently, and then incant so she has enough health to not die. The multi-strike wave is going to be a problem, but I do have some targeted damage that can deal with it. I can pop it with a Mind Collapse, so that's good. Intrinsic on Perils, maybe? Start that damage rolling soon. This is actually pretty decent and might prop me up a little bit. I actually do think I want that. The -2. I really genuinely think I don't even take it. It's just not valuable. And I think, if I'm being real with you, you're going to start drawing 3 copies of Drain together and they start discarding each other, which is a bit of a bummer. But with 28 cards, I actually do think I'm pretty likely to have decent enough draws. Having the density here might really matter. I'm going to go for it. I think that's actually important. Third Drain. I get to purge cards. What's the worst card here? Great question. What's the worst trinket here? I'm going to take Boon of the Blacksmith, actually. I think we are going to leak things to Pyre, and I would like to kill them in fewer turns. I could go Hell's Banners, which will generate Ember on turns with Shade Splitters, at least, and Grovel. Could take 5 health. I think Boon of the Blacksmith is going to save our run, possibly, though. I'm going to grab that. And I think that's pretty much everything we can do here that matters. I could take this -2 just to go over 150. Considerations include Shard of Divinity and Blank Pages, which could possibly save the run. Certainly true. Sure. Sure, I think I'll do it. We'll go 155, just to have it. Alright. 155 out of 100. It is a train of thought, so I'm okay with it. This run sucks, honestly. That's Tethys, though. I don't really know what else to say. We've got the Mega Drain. the super mega drain. Okay, what do we have? I can deal with this thing down here. The question is, do I play middle? Maybe. I like the middle here. I could play bottom, though, which is super an option. But I'd like the option to Mind Collapse pop some of these scary guys, maybe. It's a tough call. I don't really want to keep drawing curses, but I think we can play middle. So in order to do that, I'm going to push back. No, I'm not. I'm not going to push that back. I'm going to push back. Yeah, this will work. My pop this turn is going to be Frozen Lance. So we go Shadow Siege, Cold Kalia, Tethys, Frozen Lance off floor, begin the perils, Shade Splitter, Morsels. I will incant here. I'm going to pop Curse Boy, and we move on. More health is good. These Shade Splitters will provide value. Okay. First order of business. Pop is Frozen Lance, so we kick back second Frozen Lance here, and I think that's okay. Actually, the pop might be Crystalline Seeds. That does some decent work. I'm going to have to work on this Light Wings, though. He gets my first drain, unfortunately. I think that's true. Absolutely, it's a lot of damage. I'm actually going to kick back the Crystalline Seeds. No, I'm not. I'm going to kick back this for Frozen Lance. Alright, first order of business. The burn here is Crystalline Seeds on bottom. Yes. Incant for Perils. It's great. We're going to go ahead and play the Grovel here. It's great. Take health because that's reasonable. We burn this other morsel. Fine. Now, next plays are Furnace Tap immediately in. Yep, Furnace Tap immediately in. I wish to continue incanting, I think. It's good to do it. It's good to do it. Not going to play the Frozen Lance here. We do Drain Middleman. Should be okay. I'm going to start draining the boss. Actually, no, I'm going to drain this guy down to 0, I think. Alright, fine. Drain the boss can happen later. Okay. Sure. Man walks upstairs. Not great. We get Vengeful Shards and a bunch of garbage. Rough. We do have a Frozen Lance, however, which is great. Let's just kick back this Vengeful Shard. I will play Frozen Lance on this floor. Fantastic. Yes. Because it costs 0 here, which lets us go Perils and Self-Mutilation. I'm going to sap this guy upstairs down. Great. Wonderful news. I'm going to sap the boss now. Alright, I kind of had a feeling we would roll that. That's okay. I'm going to save this health by sapping guy up top. We clear mid-floor. Okay. Alright, spicy. But we're still afloat. Let's kick a Vengeful Shard, go for an unnamed tome here, which saves the day. We get the Perils. Ember Cache does go out. Shade Splitter, I'm going to face tank the 20 with that. Good enough. Alright. I'm looking for Immortal Trade, please, Monster Train. Thank you. Are we alive? Just barely. I would like to Unnamed Tome bottom floor here, so I think the kick is actually this Frozen Lance. Yep. Unnamed Tome bottom floor. Great. Get rid of that guy. Perils back online. Immortal Trade. Thank you very much. Incant stuff. Cool, cool, cool. I can stop 15 damage here. I'll do it. Alright, cool. We're back up. Now, I do need to plan a little bit here. Burn here is simple. It's going to be a Shade Splitter. Fine. Fine by me, alright. Okay. We pop upstairs. Great. First order of business is drain up top. I knew it would hit that guy. It's unfortunate, but it is kind of what I anticipated. Keep the sap rolling. 15 sap on the Seraph is enough to kill him. We're starting to draw into other stuff, which is cool. We'll burn the Excavated Ember here. Fantastic. I think I'm stopping 20 damage here because to do anything else would be dumb, in my opinion. I'm going to stop this curse coming up. Yes. Stop the 20. Yes, let's leave the Vengeful Shard in as a possible drop for one of these drains. We will play this out. I'm going to play the drain with Spell Chain first. Excellent. Now I'm going to stop 12 damage. Great. Now I'm going to sap the boss to 26 down. Now, he's never attacking me. I think we actually win the combat in Relentless if I get there. He never swings at this point. He is a goner. Yeah, great. Let's burn Frozen Lance. We get the Immortal Trade. Looking and feeling good. Double Immortal Trades here. Here are good value. Incant, sure, why not? Great. Okay, cool. And I think we win. We do. We actually win handily, as it turns out. Whew, alright. Good job, team. We made it. Alright, it's spicy, but we get through it. Maybe we see blank pages, and this helps us. We're doing about 300 damage, so we're going to need to do the same to mini-bosses pretty swiftly here. Oh, alright, alright. Okay, no, that's not what I wanted. I don't want to take 20 shards for 23 health. Oh, I was so excited. Bummer. Yep, I got baited by Malika. Can you believe that? That's unreal. Baited by Malika. Oh, I was so excited. I was thinking, yeah, give me that 100 armor, please. Okay. Cool. The one big advantage is we don't have diligence nonsense, so I can kind of just burn cards, which is cool. So, as it turns out, we are going to do that. I do see a turn 1 drain, which means I can play top floor if I want to, but I kind of do like the morsels, if I'm being real with you. So, I think we're doing it. Kind of like the morsels here. We're just going to go ahead and blast, 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 and immediately sap Divinity to 0. Divinity basically never attacks me until Relentless right now. Fantastic. So now I just have to solve mini-bosses, which are their own brand of nightmare. Take this incant. I will take the health here. I think it's correct. I get the incant, of course. We're popping this 15/3 here, no matter what. Absolutely. We're going to go ahead and pop 1, pop 2. That's good. I will incant. The armor is still worth it, by the way. I'm not even arguing. We're going to pop downstairs. Great work. Okay. Mid-floor is going to be fine. Good. Great news. Give me immortal trades, please. Alright, great job. We have survivability happening. We're going to go ahead and kick the Deep Offering, although I think the right play is actually to kick Drain so they don't overlap. I think I agree with that. Remember, incants are worth it here. What's the scariest thing on this next floor? I mean, it is actually the Wilt Wings, funny enough. So we're going to neuter the Wilt Wings. How much damage is this? I'm going to have, what? 68, so 65 health. 8, 24... 33, 42. 42 says what? 47, and then spikes on 5 units for 62. We do barely live, it looks like. So, with that in mind, let's just respect and sap this guy down to a lower number. Great. Cool, cool, cool. I'm fine with this. Yeah, it's about as rough as I kind of expected. So, we need to keep this afloat somehow. Let's drop the energy siphon here. Start with the perils. Okay, we stay alive, which is good. I'm going to go ahead and disable chains real fast. I don't want to deal with that. I'm going to go ahead and furnace tap. It's good. I will incant a fair bit here. The lifesteal morsel may just save my run, so that's great. I think incanting is smart. So let's do that. I would love to drain chains, but I need to not die. Right? I think that is almost certainly the most important thing that we could do, is not pass away. I should draw into some of these drains swiftly here. So let's prioritize not death. Okay, I'm taking a risk here. Alright, we stay above Chain's attack. Yeah, I had a feeling we would be in this situation, so that's rough. Let's go ahead and... probably using Unnamed Tome on this bottom floor here right away. Let's kick the dead weight on this one. We are staying alive, which is good and important. I'm going to stop them from scaling on me, I think. There is truly no reason... health is good. There's no reason to put damage into the front guy, so we're going to pop the back guy here. Alright, this is a fair bit of damage. He doesn't kill me even if I miss the drains, but we fortunately do not miss the drains, which is great news. Draw cards. Yes. Okay, play cards. Now, damage shield? Absolutely. Great work. Go team. Now, this guy is going to hit me like a truck. This incant doesn't threaten me. Mid-floor, we're going to need to drain the Pyre Wings, or I'm going to have a bad day. So, let's shoot upstairs, right? Hit this guy. 55 into this, he's taking 16. I actually think he's at risk of dying before I need to drain him too much, right? So, 164 divided by 55 would be 3 rounds already. So he doesn't kill me as is, but I can save a lot of health rather. So 164 minus 16. He's got some lifesteal, so like this is gonna... we definitely click drain on him once. Just great. Cool. Now he threatens me for much less, which is good. I could drain him again, but I think disabling... I don't actually care about Ember Drain, do I? I guess Tethys could kill herself, which would be really nasty. Huh. Yeah, Tethys killing herself seems like a bad bet. I really need to keep draining the boss, though. I'm actually at risk of losing this run. So I think we let Chains walk. He's going to take 3 rounds and do 6, 8, 10 for a total of 24, and that's an acceptable loss. And then I think we actually continue to drain this boss down. Yeah, I'm going to let it ride. Oh, he did it in 2. Fantastic news. Cool. We hit this drain again. Excellent. Great work. I'm really worried about this floor because there's a lot of problems with it, but we do have some tools for this. Now, Tethys actually incredibly does not die. Great work, go team. We will incant here. I will grovel here. The lifesteal morsel is a huge winner. Top floor, he's dead. Great. Wonderful. I do get a Vengeful Shard here, but I frankly do not care. Hey, wait, why are you dying? Rude. What are you attacking into? I don't even know. That's a bummer. Oh, Pyre Wings, of course. Pyre Wings, of course. Got it. Let's hit the mini-boss here. I think it'll be... Actually, I straight up think the armor is the most important thing I could work on here, so we'll do that. I'm going to sack on bottom on here. The drain on this one is... I think it is Ember Wings for starters. And then I really want to disable this mini-boss coming up, because he sweeps as well. Drain is next card, so I could Deep Offering and leave the Purge copy in, and I will actually. It's time. Yeah, this is actually a pretty sick line of play. Wow, I could have killed that Wilt Wings if I had shot him twice. Kind of crazy. I didn't even think about it. It's okay, right? Not a big deal. Great. Now I get Drain again. This is excellent because the first one disables mini-boss. And then we load more into final boss, which is excellent. He's at sap 18. Okay, alright. This is one of my more jank runs, but we have been doing alright. Let's continue to do alright here. I'm going to go ahead and grovel here. I will take the miner. I realize it's getting swept out for 1 here, which is a bit of a bummer, but it's fine. I'm going to pop... Doesn't really matter. So I guess I'll incant. I'm going to start by hitting here. That's okay. Yeah, great. And then we'll leave that morsel in case I hit here. Incredible news, actually. Fantastic news. So with 11 sap, I think I can let this guy just walk up if I drain him one more time, right? 23, Divinity gets what, plus 7, so 17. He's at minus 46 right now. Divinity's pretty disabled. I think if we go ahead and hit this drain on the front guy, we will finish him off pretty swiftly here. Great. The miner is a good pickup. Health is important. Okay. This guy, he's gone. He's dead. Great work. Let's toss the lifesteal down. Let's, I guess, keep incanting. I don't really see a reason not to. I'm going to tank a 7 here. Does it really matter? Not really. It's lifesteal that's doing it. Alright, whatever. I guess I'm going to... How much damage is coming in next turn? Quite a bit, huh? I feel like I should respect some of this incoming damage. Kind of. I don't know. We'll see. Alright, we make it through this. He's dead. Great. Oh, buddy. I was worried that we would actually pass away on this turn because of a lot of things. But we score a lifesteal, so as it turns out, the game is just easy. Tethys, man, let me tell you, this was some jank nonsense. I actually think, if I'm being real with you, I think, let's flash back and think about Siren with a multi-strike, right? Let's talk about that for a moment after we get to this relentless, get past this part. We win, all right, we did it, great. Wonderful work, thank you so much, Malika, you absolutely did not contribute at all. But we got the win, so that's wonderful. Now, I want to talk about the alternative run that we had presented to us here. So, that run is the Siren that I didn't take on Ring 1. We put a multi-strike in it. We grab the Shark on Ring 2. Okay, I mean, it looks like it has all the pieces, right? Multi-strike, incant armor 2. We probably self-infuse the Siren. Maybe we see an Endless at some point. Right? I think it's pretty decent. And then Shark clears floors, Siren crushes. I mean, that's probably the easier run, if I'm being honest with you. I think you do end up having to kind of do similar stuff to incant well enough here. Right? You have a lot of zero costers, you lean into perils. Most of this stuff stays the same, right? I think so, anyway. You probably do take Mind Jacks and then run a third Siren, which you dupe on Ring 8, which works out just the same as this. You end up with 3 of them there. You sap the boss down. It's actually a little bit slower, believe it or not. But that's okay, right? We're very fast. We run really quickly up to, hey, look, we're doing 200 damage. It's like turn 2, right? So that's actually one of the nice things about Shadow Siege, in my opinion, is how front-loaded it is in terms of an infusion. It's just big number. Great. You know what? It would take 30 incants of a normal Siren of the Sea to reach this point, so cool. I like it. This cleaned up our early game a lot. A lot of this was just crush because nothing could stop us, right? And then it was only when we actually got towards the end of the run where it's like, all right, champ, we're having a little bit of a tricky time here. Cheater's Hand was mostly useless, but there were some instances where this shined. I'm not going to rag on Cheater's Hand here because there were some cases where I kicked back a drain and it guaranteed me that I didn't have a drain discarding a drain, which honestly is pretty good if I'm thinking about it. It was annoying throughout the run, I'll admit, and most of the time I was kicking back a dead weight or something. Still, it's fine. I was never at risk of overdrawing, and I never did anything stupid like take a winged, what is it, winged technology or whatever it's called. What is it called? Why am I forgetting? I always forget relic names. There's so many wing things. That's the name of the new hot artifact collection. Where are you? Winged Steel, great. Like, yeah, Winged Steel, Winged Technology, they're all the same to me in my brain. But we never did anything stupid like take a card draw relic, right? Which would have completely negated this. Obviously, there's some downside once you crack the, where are they? The Ember Cache with the Excavated Embers, but those are minor, right? It's one turn where it's like, okay, I acknowledge this failing of Cheater's Hand, fine, whatever. We'll play through it anyway because they're good incants and they're good tools against their Seraph, actually. It was Diligent that really got me to grab this. I'll be real, though. Lightstone Casing saves the run. Hard. The idea behind -2 double stack spell chain drain, this card claps. It is the Mega Drain, the Super Drain. It is absolutely critical to our survival. We have literally 3 copies of this massive card. So this hard carries us. We're just like, all right, disabled mini bosses, let them walk, don't care, sap them to 0. Very good card. I'm glad we invested in this. I'm glad we took the Lightstone Casing, especially with how useless the alternative was. So bad I don't even remember what it was at that point. I think it was Fossilized Fangs. I mean, Fossilized Fangs basically would have pointed me at the Umbra banner, and maybe this run looks very different, right? You could have a Perils run with double stacked Furnace Tap in a Crucible Warden that is essentially unkillable, right? So guy generates 5 million damage shield. I guess that run probably also wins, but it looks very different. So kind of a lot of weird options here. I think there are ways to get other lines to victory here. I do think this run is tricky, though. I think this run is what I would describe as like a typical streak killer, right? You get, if you're playing casually and you're playing for, 14 win streaks, you're kind of in that vicinity, I think that it's very easy for a run like this to kill you. And looking back on it, you go, hey, wait, shouldn't this have worked? And you have to do some finagling, some cheeky stuff in order to actually piece together the victory. So kind of interesting, but regardless, that brings us up to, drum roll please, 250 wins on the series. Oh, go team. We're so happy about this. And yeah, I'll let y'all go there. So hey, thanks a lot for watching this. I really appreciate your time. As always, you can give the video a like if you want. You can subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. And stay tuned for what's next. Take care, folks.